I want to get to that in a second. Then they play the Twins. Leak wins the first game. Desclafani loses the second game. And then Cueto is just lights out in Game 3. Satin, is that the last game Johnny Cueto pitches as a Cincinnati Red?
Oh, you know, I don't want to say yes, but it's looking that way. But I feel like we're going to hold it together until after the All-Star break before they start selling. I feel like they should have, if they were going to do it, they should have done it last year, right? But it seems like his stock's going down a little bit. I don't know. He's still out there doing it, but
you know what? Here's
he's a master. But
John and I talked about this on Sports of All Sorts last week. The longer you stick with somebody, particularly with that position, the more you're rolling the dice and playing with fire. He's got something goes on in there in his elbow. Maybe it comes and it goes, but there's something going on there. What are you waiting for at this point?
I would trade him right now if they could. I think ideally the scouts might want one more look at this guy to see if 5 days from now he can pitch just as he did yesterday in what appeared to be his final home outing at Great American Ballpark. I think with Cueto, what they'll probably get in return, since it's a 2-month rental, will probably be a top 50 prospect somewhere in baseball. So it's a decent return, but the question is, how close is that guy to the big leagues?
Right. Well, I mean, top 50 would be pretty good because he's a rental player.
Right.
And I think there's a limited number of teams that can sign him right after this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, so it's like he's got to go to a team that thinks it has a shot of signing him. If they do, maybe they get a little more back. If it's going to a team that, is maybe just on the come for this year, maybe the Royals, they're probably not going to be able to afford $200 million for Cueto next year.
Right.
So they probably would send less back if that was the case.
Yeah, I think that anybody who has a deep farm system is in the market for this guy because, some teams have 2 or 3 players in the top 50, and I think arguably the Reds might get 1 top 50, and if they decide to go to the top 100, they might get 2 top 100s. But to me, that's better than a couple of draft choices.